Hi, Christina.
Hi.
I'm Angie Roman.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. And how are you today?
All right. Doing okay.
Doing okay. And how was your trip over to the office today?
Pretty easy. Just took a few minutes.
Just took a few minutes. And what is your transportation?
I have a car, so I drove myself here.
Excellent. Very good. You had a lot of paperwork to fill out. And did you have any questions regarding the paperwork?
I know I signed off on a confidentiality waiver, but I just wanted to make sure that that just means that you can't share what I tell you with anyone else.
Right. There are a few instances where I would be required to share your information. One, your parents do have access to the files since you are 17. If I felt during our conversation that you were going to harm yourself or harm others, then I would have to report that. Or if I have any supervision, then I'd be sharing just your information, not information about you in particular.
Okay.
Okay? Well, can you tell me what brought you in today?
I feel really, really stressed with life right now. I just got accepted into the University of Boston, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to make it, if I'm gonna be able to go, and then just a lot with my family and my home life is stressful.
Okay. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank
That
you.
sounds like a wonderful accomplishment to be accepted into college. And I hear that you're saying that you have some stressors at home. And did I hear you right? You're unsure if you'll be able to go to college?
Yeah, I take care of my younger brothers. One's 3, one's 5, so they're pretty little, and I'm pretty much responsible for taking care of them every day. So I'm just not sure if I can leave them to go to school.
Okay. So you're worried about the care of your siblings if you're not there.
Right.
Okay. And so you mentioned you have brothers. Who else lives in your home?
Just my mom. Also, my dad passed away about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
And so now my mom works a lot. She works weekends, she works nights, she works days, she works holidays. She works all the time, pretty much. So that leaves me in charge of Matt and Luke.
Okay, that sounds like a lot of responsibility. And you mentioned that your father passed away? And how did he die?
He was an alcoholic towards the later part of his life, and he just drank too much one day.
Oh, and he died. So, so how long ago was that?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half ago. Okay. That sounds very devastating to lose your father in such a manner.
Yeah, it was hard. And my mom doesn't really, she can't talk about it. She's never home. And so my brothers, they didn't really get a chance to know my dad very well. But, they ask me questions, and I don't know what I should tell them or what I shouldn't tell them. So it's tricky.
It's tricky. So you say your mom's not home a lot, so y'all don't have a lot of time to communicate?
No, like I said, she works most of the time. When she is home, she's usually just nagging and criticizing me, so we don't get a lot of dialogue going.
I see. That must be difficult because, your father passed away, her husband passed away, and it'd be important for you both to be talking about this. And so you could receive some support from your mother. So before your father passed away, how was your home life? What did that look like?
Before he passed away, he was really supportive of me, and he was always really loving, and he was great to our family, and he was always encouraging me to go out and have fun and be a kid, and both of my parents worked at the time, but they were always home for dinners each night, and typically didn't work on weekends or holidays. We had that time to be together as a family, and my mom and I never had as good of a relationship as I had with my dad, but she criticized me a lot less before he passed away.
Okay. So it sounds like you lost your father, and he was a great source of comfort to you and encouragement. And with that piece missing, you know, wanting your mother there for you, it sounds like that's not happening for you.
Right. Yeah. It kind of feels like, I'm more the mother to my brothers, and I don't really have any parents now.
Okay. So it sounds like your mom has thrown herself into work, and you're home kind of taking care of the children and the household responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what does a typical day look like for you?
Typically I wake up pretty early in the morning. I try to set my alarm for 5, and I get myself ready, shower, make breakfast. That's when I wake my brothers up, and I get them ready for school and daycare, and I feed them, get their lunches packed, and then I try and clean up the kitchen real quick before we go, so that way I don't have to do it when I get home, and drive Luke, the 3-year-old. He goes to daycare, so I drop him off, and then I take Matt to kindergarten at an elementary school. They aren't very close together, so it's a bit of a drive, and then I have to make another 30-minute drive to get to high school. Go to all my classes. I've got a full day, and then by the time I leave, it's time to pick up Matt and Luke, get home, time to start making them dinner. I get them fed, get them washed up and ready for bed. I let them play a little bit while I do some homework, and then I tuck them in. Then I try and clean up the kitchen, and if my mom's not home by then, I'll normally stick her food in the oven so it stays warm until she gets there.
Wow, so you're sun up to sundown, just running, it sounds like to me. Yeah. It sounds like an exhausting schedule.
It's pretty tiring.
Well, it seems like your brothers are very lucky to have you. Take such good care of them. You talked about your communication with your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like you don't have very good communication.
Right.
Can you talk to me about that a little bit more?
She just, whenever she's home, she tends to nag and criticize, and she tells me, oh, you look like you've gained weight, or you look like you're not eating, or what's wrong with your hair, why don't you do something with it, why don't you brush it, why are the kids out playing, they should be inside, why aren't you watching them, just every little thing.
I see. So it sounds like she is very concentrated on your outward appearance. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that's primarily what she talks to me about when she is home and is talking to me. She just picks at every little thing.
She picks at every little thing. So, how does that make you feel? What's your response to that?
I mean, it's uncomfortable, and I don't know how to talk to her about it, so I normally just don't, and I just ignore her comments. But if she tells me I look like I've gained weight, I'll start exercising a lot more whenever I get the chance, and I'll slow down on eating, maybe skip a meal here or there and give a little extra food to my brothers instead. And if she tells me I look like I've lost too much weight and I'm anorexic, then I'll start eating quite a bit more, and I'll make extra food to try and make up for that.
So it sounds like you're constantly doing a back and forth, trying to respond to what your mother's comments.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't seem to find a happy medium, I guess. And so whenever she comments, I feel like I need to do a drastic change to, make myself look better so that way she'll accept me.
I see. I heard you talking about, exercise. And is this the type of exercise you do for pleasure? Or it sounded more like a frantic type of exercise.
I used to exercise just, for fun, doing sports or going for a run. But now I'm busy and I don't have time for just leisurely exercise. So when she tells me I look overweight, then I just feel like I need to just run around the neighborhood or, do exercises while I'm in the house cleaning. Just every moment of every day I need to find something to do.
Something to do in order to control your weight?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like that would be very stressful in itself. So your communication with your mother sounds like it's more one way.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I typically don't talk back to her just because I don't see the point. She never listens to anything that I have to say. It's just nag, 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 and I just feel like it's easier to just brush it off and go to my room.
Okay, I see. Well, that sounds a little lonely.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I can't talk to my brothers. They're too young to understand what I'm going through, and my dad's gone, and when he passed away and I had to start taking care of my brothers, I lost a lot of friends. I used to have quite a bit through sports and other activities, but I mean, they were supportive at first and they understood, but I never have time to hang out with them or talk to them. So, I mean, of course we grew apart and we don't hang out anymore.
Right. Well, sounds like, your father's death has caused a lot of change in your home life, in your personal life, in the communications with your mom. So you say that you don't have time for a lot of activities and things, and that you're missing your friends. Do you have any relatives that live close?
No, not really. All of my family lives out of state, so it's just us.
It's just y'all. And do you have any family friends? Does your mom have any friends that come over and are supportive or helpful?
No one really comes over. My mom and dad used to have mutual friends, and they'd hang out, and we'd go over to each other's houses. But my mom really just kind of cut everyone off after my father's death, and no one comes over anymore. We don't really have communication with those people that used to be friends.
Okay, so it sounds like you're isolated, and that you're not getting maybe the kind of support. Nobody in your family is getting the type of support that they might need.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that your father was an alcoholic, and does your mother drink at all?
I mean, she has like a glass of wine or two with dinner on the nights when she's home for dinner. But other than that, I mean, as far as I know, I don't see her when she's gone, but it doesn't seem to me like she really has any kind of problem with alcohol.
Okay, right. And being in a home, with the alcoholic, did you ever drink? I mean, is that something that you do? You drink or do any kind of recreational drugs or anything?
No, not really. If anything, just seeing what my dad went through made me scared to try those things, in high school, a lot of kids talk about going out to parties and getting drunk, and they think it's so fun, but I've seen how it can ruin someone's life and someone's family, and I don't want that to be my future.
Absolutely. It can be, as you know, it can devastate not just the person, but their loved ones. And I can see how much sorrow that's brought to you. Getting back to your schooling, because that seems to be something that's of great importance to you, but also a great concern. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that you might not be able to go because you help take care of your brothers and sisters. Your brothers.
Right.
Have you and your mother discussed any type of plans for the future?
Not really. She's never home to discuss plans. She knows I made it into the university and that I can go, but I just, she's never there to talk.
So, are you unsure whether she's supportive of you going?
Yeah, I have no idea how she feels about it.
Okay. So that probably is something that is weighing on your mind heavily, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd like to know. I mean, I need to make plans if I'm going to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. So are you in your senior year right now?
I am, yeah.
You are? Okay. And how are you doing with your schoolwork, with your schoolwork and maintaining everything that you need to do for graduation?
I'm on track right now. I make decent grades, mostly B's, but I made a pretty good SAT score, and like I said, I've gotten my acceptance letter, so everything is good to go right now. It's just a matter of whether I can go or not.
Whether you can go or not. Okay. But it sounds like your desire is to go.
I would like to.
You would like to. And what do you think you would need to put in place to have that happen?
I guess I just need my mom to let me know that my brothers are going to be taken care of and that it's okay if I go.
Mm-hmm. So you'd like her to plan some things out with you to help you have some relief and joy into going into your future.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Very good. Well, I think that what I'd like to do for our next meeting would be to put together something called an eco-map.
Mm-hmm.
An eco-map shows us your family,
okay,
where you and your family are. It shows us your relation to your school. It shows us your relation to your community. And I think it'll be a beneficial way to find the stressors and the supports.
Okay.
And I know that you have a lot of homework, you have a lot of things on your plate, so I'm not going to send it home with you. But I would like to maybe work on that next week.
Okay.
You've shared a lot of really important information with me today, and I appreciate you coming in here and being willing to really open yourself up, so I can get to know you and where you're at. So how does that sound for next week?
Yeah, I think I can do that.
Okay. And is there any closing thoughts that you'd like to leave here with, or to let me know?
I mean, it was nice to get everything off my chest for once.
Absolutely. You carry a heavy load, for such a young person, and I'm hoping we can work together and find ways to ease that for you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks. That was good.
Was that